Hi, everyone. It's so late. I know. Well, so I decided I wanted to try to do another reading on Nicola. Hopefully, it turns out okay. There's a few things that I think I wanted to go over in the way that we're noticing that I work that I don't think I've ever realized before. So when it comes to like symbolism and things like that, and also stuff happen in the area, I can get other things that may have happened in the area. There are certain symbols that we're now noticing that maybe we don't understand before. Information is always how we perceive it. I can always misperceive information because I'm just human and I am getting information, and sometimes it's hard to tell what is symbolism and what is not. I don't think that we were ever misled in any of my readings. You have to take each puzzle piece and try to fit it together to get a full picture. Now, what I and the girls are noticing is that, like, for instance, the whole silencer vision that I got that will not go away, and I'm not really understanding why I got it. I don't think it was the fact that she was actually shot and dumped like that. I think it was Ted's symbolism of telling me hit, not necessarily that that's how the hit was done. The reason why is because I've got it in another case, and I relate. So spirit will give me how I relate to things. I relate a hit to a silencer because of movies, right? The hitman always uses a silencer most of the time. So that's where I feel like he was being symbolic with me, not really leading me a wrong way or anything like that. If you remember in the first reading with Nicola, I did not want to leave the area. I'm not really sure why that is. And I'm hoping that we can get some more answers, because I honestly, this doesn't feel right to me. So there's a lot of stuff around the area that I got that I couldn't particularly find because maps suck. I do believe that we did look near the hatchery when we were in that area, but I wasn't having any feelings about it. So remember too, is like when I get a mileage, yes, they did do a 5-mile radius search though. So that could be why I've got that. But whenever I get a mileage, it's usually within that mile. So I also get a radius. For instance, when I worked, I don't remember what case it was. Oh, Riker. I was given 3 miles and it was 2.4 miles. So it's within the mileage frame usually when they do that with me. And so let me just give you an example of like symbolism and kind of like how sometimes I can think it means something else, but it really means, I don't know, something more meaningful, like, to you. So I did a reading tonight and I was working on a dog, and I kept seeing a mailman, and I could see how the mailman was dressed, and I could see how he was walking, and the person really couldn't understand why I was getting the mailman or anything like that. And so then it clicked that she had named the dog after her dad, who was a mailman who used to deliver the mail. So that's just an idea of how my symbolism works. It's not always just like a symbol that pops up. Sometimes it's actually a vision that's symbolic. So I just wanted to give you guys an example. And again, it's, I can always misperceive information, but we are always learning too. We are always learning how my gifts work and how my symbolism works and things like that. And so I think when it comes to the silencer and everything, it was more like symbolic for the situation. I do feel like everything else I've gotten is right. I'm never really that far off, knock on wood, to spirit. So let's try to take the puzzle pieces, and this is what we're being told. Now, hopefully Nicola will be stronger tonight. Hopefully she'll talk to me. It's very possible that maybe she wasn't coming through very well because, one, maybe she doesn't want to talk about it. Two, maybe she was actually working with a medium who could actually go and find her, and her energy was so split up, maybe from other mediums working with her. That's a big possibility. So for those of you that are new here, how I work is information can be past, present, or future. It can be symbolic or have multiple meanings. Spirit will sometimes use my references, experiences, or how I relate to something to try to explain what they are wanting to say. Another instance for that, Cliff Road Rockcliffe Road or whatever the heck it's called, it actually means red. So I got the word red, but not Rockcliffe, and we didn't know that, right? But that was the way that spirit knew how to tell me. So that's just another idea of how things can come in sometimes. So as I get information, Tammy or Vanished and Forgotten, who I bring on, is going to validate that information of what she knows. If she doesn't know anything, because not everything can be validated, she will just say yes and keep me on my way. Keep in mind, I do not research. I do not look for anything. I have not really looked into anything if I feel that I need to continue to work on a case. This is for entertainment purposes only. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Viewer discretion is advised. And again, keep in mind, spirit will give me what they feel is important to give me. There's a timing to all things, and there's a reason for all things. And although I am a psychic medium and I work as a psychic medium, it does not mean that I get every single detail. It does not mean that I can get every single thing. It doesn't work like that. Like I always say, I'm not a mystical being. I can only give you guys what they give me. But I feel, honestly, if she would have fallen in, I would have seen it. I went into the reading wanting to see her fall in and have an accident because that's what I expected. And no matter what, I could not see that. So I think there's something more here. Now, whether the truth ever comes out, I don't know. I hope it does, but it's one of those things where we just don't know, right? Keep in mind, I can get things around the case, things around people involved, things around the area. For instance, Jordan with the lightning bolt. He didn't involve in this case, but it happened in the area. So, and interconnects happen as well. So do keep that in mind. I'm just saying all this stuff so that you guys can have a better understanding of how I work, and also because I have many questions on certain things. And also, one more thing is I never saw her in the water. Usually when they're in the water, I will see it. Doesn't mean I'm perfect and I'll see it all the time, but usually there's certain visions I get for that. The fact she was found in the reeds isn't really the water. It's a marshy part of the water. So it's like on the edge, but it's like a marshier area, which is why I was getting the marshier thing and the reeds and all of that. So she wasn't actually under the water when she was found, but on the edge in the reeds. And so that's why I was a little confused. Like I wasn't getting the river and I wasn't getting that area. Still find it fishy that after so many, and I'm coughing and stuff now, and I don't think it's me, but after all of this searching and everything, that she wasn't, I mean, they could walk mostly in that water. I mean, I don't know. It just, where she was found, maybe she was. I don't know. I never saw her fall in, so I cannot say. I can only give you guys what I see and what I get, and that's what I will always give. And how we interpret it and how we perceive it is really kind of how it goes. So, all right. I think I've mentioned everything. I hope. I'm going to bring Vanished and Forgotten on now. Hopefully I'm not too tired to do this. But, oh, one more thing. So Tammy is not texting me and talking to me or anything like that. This is not a live. This is a premiere that it's going to be released as. She's actually, if she doesn't know something, going somewhere is going to be texting her stuff. So she's not on her phone, not paying attention or anything like that. She's trying to look stuff up to validate as we go. So just wanted to let you guys know that for some of the comments that we got.
Yeah.
Right? She knows that I don't like to know any information because she always says, "Did I tell you too much?" Like,
right.
Okay. I'll see if Nicola wants to talk tonight. Hopefully she does. I don't know. Bear with me. Hopefully she comes through She doesn't have to choose to talk to me. If she doesn't want to, I can always go another route with her.
I was just going to say that.
We'll find out.
I was just going to say that.
Because he knows how to communicate with me. So it's very possible if she feels like she's protecting someone or she doesn't want to talk to me. If we've got to go another direction, we're going to go another direction.
Okay.
But I'm going to give her a chance because it is her story.
Come on, Nicola.
Hopefully it's not me because I feel so tired all of a sudden. I was fine and now I'm not. It's weird. My eyes feel so heavy all of a sudden.
Okay.
It's kind of... I don't know if that's because I got myself drained just talking cases with you guys prior to this or what. Okay. I think she's coming in now.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any other mediums that's been connecting with her, so that's what might be going on, is her energy's been scattered and all of that, which is sometimes why I don't like to work other cases with when a lot of mediums are working on it, because it can drain their energy a lot. I'm getting a really bad headache all of a sudden.
Okay.
I've always felt the head was involved. There's always a feeling of that. So I think there's a lot of things out there that aren't as they seem. I think there's a lot of hidden truths, as I'm hearing the word hidden truths. I feel like she's saying that her and Paul did not get along as well as everybody thinks that they did. I hear the word animosity. I don't know what that's about, but I also hear the words on the rocks, which seems to be my new thing for when couples aren't getting along. And I feel like there may have been some arguing or arguments around this time. And I hear the words financial gain.
Okay.
She says things weren't all peaches and cream. So it feels like maybe he's trying to paint a different picture than what things really were. It feels like there was a lot of stresses in her relationship when it came to money. That's the way that it comes across. And I hear the word affairs.
Okay.
Again.
Yeah.
But it's coming in as affairs, not just affairs. So possibly more than one.
Okay.
I don't know on what side that is. I just am getting the word.
All right.
I'm not really sure why she's showing me this. If this was something she did every night, maybe it's a validation or maybe it's something to do with it. But I see her tucking in her kids, pulling the blanket up and giving them a kiss on the cheek and the forehead, and telling them good night. So whether that was the night before or why she's bringing that up, if it's something she always did, she's showing me that now.
Okay.
She's blowing a kiss and saying that I miss them. and she's getting me really emotional with that.
Okay.
Because I feel like she was a good mom, but she always made sure her kids were taken care of, but also she was really professional.
Yep.
So she comes across as a hardworking mom, and she was good at balancing. She comes across as someone that was able to balance things.
Yep.
But I do hear, like I was in the process of leaving.
Okay.
And as a symbol, she takes. I know she wasn't married to him, but they were together for 9 years. They had 2 kids. It was more than likely they were most like, it was like they were a married couple. She takes. I don't know. She may have had a ring. I don't know, but I see her take off a ring and throw it on the ground.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what that's in reference to. It can be symbolic. I hear the word shady, but I don't know and who it's regards to. I said I don't know who it's in regards to, and then I heard his name.
Okay.
Okay, Paul. Okay, and I'm no way saying that he's involved yet. She's just going over how things were at home because she wants to paint the correct picture.
Okay.
She talks about like him being in the media, and because she's showing me him in the media and coming across as saying that they were all happy and in love and that things were like perfect, and she's just like they weren't.
Yeah.
I hear the word financials again.
Okay. Yeah.
I hear the words bigger than you realize.
Okay.
And I get the words. Then I hear, just make me disappear and look like it's my fault.
Oh. Yeah.
She's talking about how, I don't know, the way it comes across is she was saying that he tried to make her look like something she wasn't. She's like, I had normal struggles as a 45-year-old, but I'm being painted as somebody that I wasn't. I wasn't some drunken, fallen down alcoholic. And all of us women have heat flashes and issues, but it doesn't mean that we're going like it's making us. Yes, it makes us emotional. She's saying it makes us emotional. Yes, but it doesn't make us be shit crazy. Like
Sure.
like she's being made out to be.
Yeah.
So she's really upset that he even brought that to anybody's attention, or that was brought to anybody's attention, because she says it's just simply not true. She says, I didn't go there to drink. I went there to work, or to have peace and quiet to work, because she comes across as someone that liked nature and liked being out in nature. And she liked to walk her dog and be with her dog. And sometimes I feel like she would go there to think. And she says, I knew the area well.
Yeah.
I've been there many times before. This was not a first occurrence.
Right. Yeah.
And she says, I can't believe people are believing the SHIT that's being put out.
Yeah.
Her words. I don't know. I keep getting like ledgers, like financial ledgers, or financial stuff. Whether it's like a book where like all the stuff of the financials were, or what. I hear the word stealing money, so I don't know who is stealing money yet, but I'm telling you guys now, I can't let go of the fact that this was the motive for this was financial. Do I feel personally that she just randomly tripped and fell in the water at a place she goes all the time and drowned? I don't. That's not to say that might not be what comes out, but I've never seen that as part of the story.
Right.
So that's just my and you know, when she brings all this stuff up, she's talking about motive. I get the words foul play.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the words accident. But she says, but they tried to make it look that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's showing me an image of her crying. I mean, she's not really crying on the other side. It's just an image of it.
Right.
And it's towards her. I feel like it's towards her best friend. So I don't know if something happened between them or she knew about something that made her really upset at her, because I hear best friend with it.
Okay.
And she's making my head kind of hurt again. I don't know. She says like he's the benefactor now. I keep hearing the word business, like over and over. So I don't know if that's her business, like her business with him, or that's her work business. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I get the word dumped.
Okay.
And that's the word she just gave me. I heard it clearly. Because I was trying to see what happened, and that's the word she gave me. So I'm trying to get the story. We'll see. I mean, I'm trying not to let my mind play into it because I have my own thoughts and feelings.
Right. Yeah.
And it's hard to kind of push those aside and just. I hear the word sketchy and everybody knows it.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm getting someone really tall. I don't know exactly how tall, but they just feel tall to me, but I'm super short. So.
Okay.
I mean, tall's like 5'11", 6 foot. Like, they come across to someone that's really tall and big.
Okay.
I also see money changing hands. Like somebody was paid. Is the way that it comes across.
Okay.
Because it's like they show me like I'm counting out money to someone. And that's usually my symbolism for, you know, someone receiving money or something. I hear the words, make it look like an accident.
Okay.
It's weird. I also hear the word boss, so I'm not sure really how they tie in. And if it's like her like boss that she worked under or boss higher up, I'm not really sure. She says the word vanished
Yeah.
without a trace. I just keep hearing that, make it look like an accident. Like someone, a male, told somebody else to make it look like an accident. That's the way that it comes across, which takes me back to my vision that Ted showed me about that now we're putting together with a possible symbolism for a hit.
Yeah.
It comes across as... I also get meeting, and I know she was in a business meeting.
Yeah.
But it's almost like I feel surprised that someone shows up there.
Okay.
Like as I'm talking on the phone or something like that. I wonder if it was like weird for her not to have on her camera. Like I asked this question earlier because I keep getting something with, I wonder if that's something that she always did. Because I still get the feeling, or it still comes across as like she was also going to meet somebody, or she was expecting somebody, or I don't know, my mind keeps going back to the home, but I'm not really sure why. No, she says I used to love him so much and that changed. I hear the words like he stole from me. There's a reference to that, but I also get shady dealings, and I want to run like I keep getting like this parallel between, I don't know if it's their business and like her work, but it's like they show me these lines that run parallel, and like one's her work and one's like their business or related to him.
Okay.
And I don't understand the meaning of that. I really think that the financials like need to be looked at, or if not just her financials, the financials for her work, because I hear the words found out. What'd you find out? What'd you find out? What'd you find out? I said, what'd you find out? I hear like money laundering.
Okay.
I also hear the word scams. It's like I hear an argument. It's like I hear an argument and it's over. It feels like it's over, like, obviously money. It feels like it's over money. Her
Okay.
finding out thing and confronting someone is the argument that I keep hearing.
Okay.
I also hear the word financial trouble. So I don't know who that is or what that relates to. I'm telling
They
you,
were.
money is all around this. This is not, and I'm torn between, there feels like there's connections to her significant other, and then it feels like there's connections to her business, and I'm trying to sort it out or her work.
Okay. Yeah.
She just said I didn't fall in.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm trying to see, and I might be seeing it through. Sometimes I can't really see the perp if I'm seeing it through their eyes.
Right.
not understanding this because what I'm seeing like doesn't make sense for being there like everybody would see. I don't know. It's almost like I can't breathe. So
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like it's possible she was see, I don't know. I don't understand what I'm getting because she said dumped, so that means she wasn't in the water this whole time. The way that it comes across, because honestly, where she was found in the reeds, I don't know. Maybe she was. Maybe she was dumped further down or something, and then I don't know, because what I'm kind of getting is it's almost like I'm hitting the head and then my head's stuck in the water, like drowned, like they're drowning me.
Okay.
So or there's something with I can't breathe, but so I've never done a case where I've gotten a drowning before, so I don't really know like how it's going to come across, but it's almost like whenever, let's see if I can explain this, like if someone's trying to talk underwater, like if you're like in the shows, when they're pushing their head down and someone's trying to talk and you hear like the like that, like that's what I keep hearing and seeing.
Okay.
And I'm not really sure when or where it was done, because I still feel in some way, shape, or form, like I don't think the kidnap thing is wrong, necessarily. Um, I don't know. I hear the word like information they needed. Um, but there's also a feeling of rejection, or there's like that sense, but it's not like the motive seems more like money. Like I found something out and I get gambling too. I don't know. I don't know where that fits.
Okay.
And that could be any kind of gambling, online, whatever. I don't really know.
Right.
But see, the make it look like an accident's really ringing in my head. Like it's like a repetitive thing that I keep hearing. So it's that that's not going away.
Okay.
Because that's exactly what it was made to look like. She says I'm not that clumsy.
Yeah.
That's her words.
Yeah.
I'm not that clumsy. And she says I wouldn't have left my dog.
Right.
But she's like she shows me she's like super active.
Yeah.
And again, like she knew that area like the back of her hand. She's like, yes, accidents happen, but this wasn't one.
Right.
That's just the way it comes across. Like I can't shake the feeling that it may look like it, but
No.
unless they dig deeper,
Right.
I don't know. She's saying something about the hyphoid bone, which is, I'm hearing just that word, which is odd because usually,
Yeah.
like I get something different for that.
Okay.
She says down the river. I don't know what that means. Like she keeps I'm trying to see who's responsible, and I'm having a hard time. Like I'm going back between like I'm going back between like boss and significant other, and again, not pointing fingers, and allegedly, all of this is all alleged. This is not factual information. Psychic medium persons only. I keep going back and forth, and it's I don't really know. I'm not really sure why, or if there's a connection or something. Like I'm trying hard to see who did it, and so far I'm not really giving me information on that. But she keeps showing me like her husband on, or boyfriend partner on, like TV.
Yeah.
Like like the interviews and stuff, and I don't like, she keeps showing me like his face. I don't know like why she's showing me that, like if it's an act or what she's trying to say. I'm not really sure what she's trying to say. I get the word record, like there's a record of something. My head is hurting really bad on this side. It's almost like I get hit in the head and then like I'm being drowned, and I don't know if that's specific, if it's there that it happened, or if she was taken upriver, downriver, held for a little bit. I don't know, because I did see her held in one situation. Like they wanted information from her, so, or they were just holding her for some reason. Like I don't know if that was her or not, but that was repeating in a previous reading. You know, sometimes I wish things were clearer or made more sense. I get a little frustrated myself. That's not me. That's not me.
Right.
So there's something about the fishermen that keep popping up.
Okay.
I don't really know what it is. I just hear something about fishermen.
The two that were on the bridge that day?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, she's just talking about fishermen.
Yeah.
I don't really know why.
Okay. There was two on the bridge.
I don't know if in some weird way they're involved, or I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Lost a picture. Hold on. Sorry. I hope my vibration isn't too low for not getting a full picture. It's like, I don't know. She's giving me a puzzle. I'm just not. I'm having a hard time figuring out who's responsible. Honestly.
Okay.
I keep getting like shady dealings though, and it's weird. Like I keep flip flopping between her significant other and her boss.
Okay.
I wonder if her boss is a male or someone that she worked with. I don't know if it's her boss or someone she worked with, but how tall is her significant? Is her significant other really like tall?
He looks tall. He looks tall.
Like she says this is like smart. Like this is a smart.
Yeah.
She says business partner.
Okay.
So I don't know if that puts the light on anything. She's saying that he. Okay. I don't know what to say. I don't. I don't know how to say this without like pointing fingers and like again, this is all alleged and this is just what I'm getting. But and I hope I'm wrong. I can't let him go.
Okay.
She says he was really smart about this.
Yeah.
She said he made sure that he was on cameras and he made sure that he was home and all of that. And it's because she says he didn't do it himself.
Okay.
Because she's talking about, she says, isn't it obvious? Like, who has that much proof that they're home? Like, it's almost like there's attention to making a big deal about my alibi.
Yeah.
Or focusing so much on where I was and making sure everybody knows that. And there's more attention to I'm innocent, poor me. Then she says he didn't even plead for me.
Right. Allegedly.
I'm wondering if those two fishermen aren't involved or something. Or someone was paid to do this and to make it look like what it looks like.
Okay.
And I hear investing, like I don't know if somebody invested something. Like I hear bad investments.
Yeah.
She said I hear the words, he was going broke.
Yep.
And I was leaving him.
Okay.
And I was made to look like the bad guy.
Yeah.
She said it was all a plan. She said there's something that was happening like right before her disappearance. She said, I hear the words, I had plans. I wasn't going anywhere. I wouldn't leave my precious babies. That's what she says.
Yep. Aww.
She says no matter how hard things got and how hard things were, I wouldn't leave them like that. I wouldn't leave them without a mom. I hear he took me from them. That's what I hear. And I hear the words like everybody thinks he's so innocent.
Okay. Yeah.
I get very much this centers around business, and again, it comes across as I feel like she found something out that she wasn't, so she found, okay, so it comes across as she found something out financially that was like really shady, and then it also comes out as like he was about to lose everything.
Yeah.
And it also comes across as what was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh god, I lost it. She says this is the perfect plan. Perfect plan. Oh, he wants to be a big man about town, is what she says. And he can have his WHORES.
Okay.
Because he was having, like, she's saying that he was stepping out on her, or it comes across as like that, like she was stepping out on, he was stepping out on her, and
Okay.
she goes, with my best friend. And she slammed her hand down like that and said it. So guys, I swear I'm not just saying this because it's been out there and all of that. I'm seeing her in my head. That's what she's doing. I'll only ever tell you guys things if I get them. I don't care what's being said or whatever. I only tell you if I'm getting them. Yep. Like he wanted his freedom, but he didn't want to go broke. Like he didn't want to like he's one that comes across as like he likes the finer things and he likes the nice cars and the nice house and all of that, and he didn't want to lose that. And he didn't want to lose the prestige that came with it.
Okay. Yeah.
But I literally see him, he had a stash of money. I see him going and grabbing an envelope and taking it to someone and saying, make it look like an accident.
Okay.
So I don't know who I what I can't get is like who was hired.
Right. Yeah.
It's almost like make it look like an accident, and then I'm going to put it in the mind that she ran off or committed an unaliving or something like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like that was all part of. And she says my family's blind. Like, sorry, I'm not trying to like be, or I'm not disrespectful to the family in any way, shape, or form. I swear. I only say things if I hear them, and it's like I hear the words. They only see what they want to see.
Yeah.
I hear the words. He's a charmer. I hear the words. This is not what you think it is.
Right. Yeah.
She's giving me dollar signs like money, 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 like greed, like she's like doesn't matter the life we built. She says the words, look at that smug look on his face.
Okay.
I mean, I still think there could be shady stuff with her work too. Like,
yeah,
I could have picked that up. It's kind of weird. It went from like that to like where I am now. She's putting a lot of focus on that specific person.
okay.
She's like, he thinks he's so smart.
Yeah.
I hear the words conspiracy to commit murder.
Okay.
Which we know what that means, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's when someone hires someone, right? Isn't that what that means?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She says the police are so dumb. Sorry, police. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I swear. This is all Nicola. I never say anything that doesn't pop in my head that's not there, and you all know that I usually accurate with what I get. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. She shows me this vision of like her hugging her kids and then like sending them off. I don't know if it's like to school or park.
Yeah, she's dropping off at school, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if she like hugged him, and then sent him off to. I don't know if she like hugged him before she sent him off.
Right.
Because that's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
She says attention to detail.
Yeah.
It's like they did a good job, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like honestly, I feel like I've gone crazy here. But literally, I've never gotten that she's fallen in there, and she's showing me that did not happen.
Yeah.
But it was made to look like that. That's the way that it comes across. And I don't know, whoever like did this and planned it and all that. It was pretty smart. Like, but she keeps showing me like a really tall person, like,
Okay.
She keeps taking me back to like him being home and on cameras and making sure he was there, like he didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like it comes across as like that was part of it.
Yeah.
She's like, doesn't it seem fishy to all of you?
Right.
Like, I don't know if he was always home though. I know he worked from home, but
Yeah.
I just don't know if it was something like it was almost like it was all set up a certain way. And even like she says controlling the narrative, like even talking about like how things. She says the way he made. The way she's explaining it to me, it's like the way he's explaining things is like he's putting a lot of detail into what happened that day, like kind of like oversharing is what she's saying. And she says it was still like every other day, like I wasn't any different, but he's making me seem like I was different.
Yeah.
Like that's how she's saying, like he's making it seem like the day was different because she's talking about how it's being set up to make it look like something it's not.
Yeah.
She says smart, I'll give him that. I'm like, Nicola, did you fall in? I did not fall in.
Okay. She's been very adamant about that too.
Well, and I've never seen her fall in.
Right. Mm.
Like, I've literally tried to get away from this situation and get away from him and everything and just try to like go with the accident thing, and it's like I'm not allowed to do it.
Right. Yeah.
And the other night I couldn't get away from him, and I was like, I know what you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
In my head, and I would never want to put any wrong information out, and I hope it's not wrong. But I feel like I keep seeing him in handcuffs, and I don't know if she's just saying that like he needs to be or he will be.
Okay.
She keeps talking about her girls, like I feel so sorry. She's like, I feel so sorry for my girls, but
Yeah.
it's this is money motivated.
Yeah.
I feel like she was taking everything from him, but at the same time, like he couldn't keep doing what he wanted to do while in the relationship. I hear partner. I don't know if that just means she's saying partner or what the heck that means. But if you guys remember, I did get his middle name the first reading, and I did not know his middle name. The reason why they gave me that was for validation, because we knew what his first name was.
Yep.
So I just think that's odd, and maybe that was her back then trying to say something. I mean, yes, I do get things around the situation. Again, I'm not trying to get sued and point fingers.
All alleged. This is not that.
It's all alleged, but it's like she's saying, like I'm getting the words, like, I don't understand how he could do this to me. And like it's all pointing the stuff she's saying to me.
Yeah.
It's like she understands like her soul contracts and stuff now being on the other side, but it's like
Right.
at the same time it's like she's explained to me like how her human side would feel. Like she was going through a really dark time, and I feel like there was a lot of stuff that was happening between work and her relationship and everything, and it just feels like she was having a hard time, but I feel like she was really strong.
Yeah.
I don't feel like she was this broken woman or was really struggling, like they were saying. I mean, she's like, I had a drink every now and then. Yeah, I drank, but I wasn't some raging alcoholic.
Right.
She's like, and I definitely didn't go there to drink or drive my kids drunk.
Right.
And she's, but she says it's kind of weird. I hear they will find alcohol in my system. Like almost it was set up in that. I don't know why that is. I don't know if she actually did have a drink or they made her have a drink or
Right.
or they, I don't know if it's like poured down somebody if it gets in your system. I don't know how it works.
Right. I don't know.
But it's almost like, because I hear that like they will find it in my system, and it makes me wonder if that goes along with the accident, and that's why it was mentioned by him. And that's why he brought it up.
Right.
That's what comes across.
Okay.
Is that it was brought up because it goes along with the accident.
Right.
Because this feels like a staged accident.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure where the kidnapped comes in at. I mean, maybe she was taken taken away there, and then I don't really know. Because I'm
Right.
not getting like the whole, like something. I'm not getting like the whole story. Like, and when I hear her, like drowning, it's not like I can see somebody pushing her head in. It's not like she's drowning swim like in the river herself. Like
Yeah.
someone's pushing, and I go back to that case, and maybe this is why. Maybe
Okay.
this is the point of going back to the case, is because the boss, the case for Cincy murder, the boss had one of the employees made it look like he committed unaliving, and one of the things was they drowned him.
Yeah.
Like they put his head in the water and drowned him. So it kind of makes it makes me feel like that, and my head's hurting a lot with that.
Yeah.
So now whether he messed up somewhere and you know, I don't know. The cops will probably come back and be like, "Oh, this was an accident. She was there the whole time." Like, that's what I'm concerned about, is because that's also what they did with that case. They did with that case is they chopped it up to an unaliving, and even after they did readings on it and they were dead on with everything, it was still chopped up to that.
Yeah.
The thing is, she says that anybody can make anything look like they want it to look.
Yep.
That's her wording. And this they knew her routine and they watched her for a while and to do what they needed to do. But I get money switching hands. I get an envelope, and usually when it comes to like, I'm not a big conspiracy person when it comes to cases. I do believe the accidents just happen. I do. I mean, I was one of the only ones that said that Kylie was an accident, Jolissa was an accident.
Yep.
I if I'm shown an accident, I'm going with it. I try
Right.
not to let my mind run away and keep it in check. And this I can guarantee you this is not my mind running away.
Right.
There's some big financial things here that if it was just looked at, it would be very, very suspicious.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
he keeps saying the financials need to be checked.
Yeah.
She says motive. Go back to the motive. Who had motive? That's what she's saying.
Okay.
Who had motive?
Yeah.
Who gets everything?
Yeah.
But I feel there was like a huge fight prior to this. Something that she found out. She talked to him about. I don't know if he was like, I hear like, can he launder? I don't even know what laundering money is. I don't know if you can do that through a business or what. I don't know exactly what that entails.
Right.
But I also feel like he was like siphoning.
Okay.
And again, I don't know if it's from their account or what, but again, I keep getting, I know they had like stocks and stuff, but it goes like it's I still get this parallel with like her business and then their business or
Okay.
him, like there's a parallel there.
Right.
And she's like, oh, the grieving widower.
So,
um like she's really she is kind of talking a lot tonight.
yeah, I was gonna say that she's went from nothing to here it is.
Maybe no one's trying to connect to her now. So her energy's a little bit more built up.
Right.
Or she's been found by someone else, which is probably who she was giving information to.
Yeah. Maybe she was focused on that at first.
Yeah. So it's almost like I get three things. Like I get the head, the hyphoid bone, and the like drowning. Like they knew there had to be water in her lungs if they're going to put her by the river.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this is made to look like something it's not. I get that very strongly.
Yeah.
That's why it feels so weird to everybody.
Yeah.
She says this is not an accident.
Okay.
She doesn't like the fact that everybody thinks that she's so clumsy she fell in the river.
Right. Yeah.
Because she says it's not her.
Yeah.
Getting a really bad headache on the side of my head. Because, like, almost like I've been hit in the head or something. But I keep trying to see her fall in, and I don't see it. I don't see it.
Right.
Okay. I just asked her something in my head, and I got a yes, so I'm not going to say it because it's pointing fingers.
Okay. I have a question when you're almost done. Too. Is she the one that left the dog and the phone on the ground? Like left the phone, the dog? Like, is she the one?
I hear setup, but I don't.
Okay.
I don't know if that was a cat or not, but something fell. It was weird timing.
Really the one that left the dog.
I mean, I don't know. I hear setup, like, but I don't really know how because she was seen there, so it kind of doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
The way it kind of comes across, because again, I'm only getting bits and pieces for some reason. I'm not seeing the whole story for some reason.
Right.
I don't really know why. That could be me, and it could be because I don't know. That could be me, but it's almost like I get like she was kidnapped and taken away and then taken to somewhere on the river where no one was looking.
Right.
At some point.
Okay.
And this was done, and then it's like almost like I don't know. Like she tells me she was dumped, but I don't know if she was there the whole time because it doesn't make sense because I feel like if she was, like, she would have been found where she was in the reeds. Even if she was underwater, like the water isn't very deep. I don't see how she's missed. Like it
Right.
Like she's even saying like it really doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
She's like, when you really look at it, it really doesn't make sense. Like when you really look at everything, it really doesn't make sense. Like why would I put my phone on the ground and leave my dog and go running to the water, like, and fall in or jump in? And then again, in the very first reading, she showed me like it was shallow and she's a good swimmer. Like unless she did fall and hit her head, nothing's really gonna happen. But she's like saying that she's not that clumsy. Like, and she wouldn't have to chase. I feel like her dog was pretty well trained. I feel like she left it off a lot. It's not like she went to go chase the dog.
Right.
And again, she's talking about, she says, my dog would have jumped in the water after me, is what she's saying.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying. She said she's a spaniel. She's a water dog. She's smart. She would jump in. That's, or at least bark at the water. That's what she's showing me.
Yeah. Like
She's showing me like what she feels like her dog would have done.
Yeah.
You know. I know this sounds like off the wall crazy. I know it does. But it wouldn't be the first time that someone hired to hit on someone. Actually, I've seen a lot of true crime shows where a lot of husbands do that with their wives and vice versa, and other people too. Just so that their hands aren't dirty in it.
Right.
And you know, I asked the lady that does the behavioral stuff if somebody didn't do it themselves, if their like body language would tell a different story, and she said yeah.
Okay.
Because I hear the words like he didn't get his hands dirty, like for that reason. He knows. I hear the word scrutinized, like he knows he's gonna be scrutinized.
Yeah.
And she says, my family needs to know the truth. He's not who he says he is. Like, she thought she knew who he was too, but she tells me like she feels like he was doing like shady stuff. She says, yes, at one time we were happy. Yes, at one time we were in love. She says it wasn't like that anymore. That's the way that's what she's saying to me. Right. And I get like it wasn't like I get a reference to last year, like towards the end of the year, where there started to be kind of a shift. And I feel like, again, she found out about, and that's weird that I got Edward, because that's her best friend's husband's name. So I didn't know that either. So that's another validation, but I don't know why I would get his name.
Right.
But
so last reading you got 2 phones. Is that because she had 2 phones, or is a second phone meaning?
I don't know. I don't know. It's almost like I'm wondering if she had a work phone and a personal phone. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Or if, you know, I don't, or maybe he has 2 phones. I'm not really sure. I feel like he's like, that's why I haven't been able to let him go, but I don't see him like there doing it himself. It's, again, it comes across like he wanted to make sure that people knew that he was home.
Right.
That's what she's saying. My headache's coming back again. There's definitely something with the head, but again, the cops are probably going to be like, oh, she fell and hit her head and drowned.
Right.
But she's telling me, and I don't care what anybody says, this is what she's telling me.
Yeah.
So as long as she gets her truth out, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
Because I keep also seeing in my mind, like him, like it's one of those things, like it's repeating, and it's me becoming obsessive now, where I can't let him go, and it's I don't see anybody else surrounding it other than who was hired to do it, and I can't even get a good look at them because I'm seeing stuff through their eyes.
Right. Okay.
Other than one feels like they've got like kind of feels like he's got like a chestnut color, like a reddish brown hair. I think that's the same thing I got in the first reading, with like a mustache and beard. Like, I get that.
Okay.
And he's, I don't know. Like, it doesn't come across that like he did it himself, because again, he has an alibi, and I'm getting like the money's changing hands or something. Like, I do feel like someone got paid. Like, that's how it comes across, and I hope I'm perceiving everything right.
Right.
She says the words like good at deceiving, good actor.
Yeah.
She's talking more than she's showing. Sometimes they do that. They talk with what their easiest way of communicating is. Right. I want to try to get validation, because I really don't like know anything about her.
Right.
And so it would be nice if I could get validation to prove it's her I'm talking to. but I'm pretty freaking tired. I don't know. I get the name Mike. I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Let's hang on to it.
Yep.
I don't know. There's a reference to a memory with her kids of taking them to get ice cream or something.
Okay.
I do feel like the older ones, like older and bossier and stuff. Like she says she's a lot like me. She says that she could be very like she comes across as very I don't know. I think that there's like a controlling I don't know if it's like emotional abuse kind of feeling I get.
Yeah.
Or like someone that's like it's kind of odd. Like I don't know if she was fake smiling or people just thought they were
Yeah.
happy, but I feel like they were like happy, but it's I hear he couldn't afford to lose her. That's the words I hear.
Right. Yeah.
It's almost like a sugar mama kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if like I feel like he was broke. Like it was mostly there. It was mostly her money.
Yeah.
That's the way that it comes across. Like he likes to have the cushy lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I feel like she was the breadwinner. It's weird because he had a good job, but I don't know, did he get like fired or something or
No, you're still working.
or is he not working as much? Why is he so broke? Oh, bad investments?
Yeah. They had jobs that were going downhill.
Businesses, you mean?
Businesses.
Or jobs for his
It was businesses.
their businesses.
Yeah. There's a lot of failed ones.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I get like I don't know. I don't know if it's just but see she doesn't seem broke. He does.
Okay.
I mean, that doesn't mean that their businesses, like, they weren't having problems with their businesses because I think that came in earlier. Like, again, this is all like, this is money freaking motivated. I can't get rid of the, like, money situation.
Unless he invested all his money and lost it, and then,
Yeah, and there's something again with, like, ledgers or something that she found out or, like, it seems like there's a few different things here.
Right, you got gambling too, so maybe he was doing that.
Yeah, maybe he was. I don't know. I get the releasing of balloons.
Okay.
And I get or something like that. Balloons or
Yeah.
something similar. And I also get like she's showing me a birthday cake, so one coming up or just past somewhere. She shows me him like standing on a podium crying. I don't know, like she just tells me that he puts on a good act.
Yeah.
Really good act. Like I understand that it's not always the significant other. I know that.
Right.
Because there's a lot of times it is, but I know it's not always. But for some reason, since the beginning, since I've seen him, I just get this like obsessive feeling of like I can't let it go. Like I can't let him go. And I don't like him. And a lot of people say, oh, it's just because he has like a smug look on his face or whatever. No, I don't think it's that. I think she's been trying to tell me, or someone's been trying to tell me, or and I do think that like her business or people in her business are still shady, like her boss, like him in cuffs, like maybe he should be, allegedly.
Yeah.
The big one, because he looks exactly as I described in the vision that I got, and Ted could have been giving me that because it's around, going on around her, you know.
Right.
Like I always tell people, not everything is directly connected to the perpetrator or the situation. Sometimes it's stuff going on around it.
Right.
I hear the word brokerage. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's like a brokerage account. I don't really know. I don't even know what that means.
Right. I don't either.
Um, she keeps talking about like she found out some information.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's almost like there was a front being put up about the relationship.
Okay. Yeah.
Is the way she makes it come across.
Okay.
Like I feel like they start having a lot of problems in January, but something happened at the end of last year.
Yeah. Okay.
I just keep seeing her like looking at the books or something like that, because it keeps coming up. I just feel like they want to close this whole time. So weird. I like got so
Yeah.
drained the moment that I got on this reading.
Hmm.
Mountain Dew's not working.
Is that a sign she could have been drugged?
Possible. Yeah, it's very possible she could have been, chloroformed or something. I mean, I did see a hand go over her mouth.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like it was made to look like she was just vanished. It comes across as like it made to look like she vanished, and then wherever they took her, like I don't know if it's almost like then they took her somewhere, did what they needed to do, and then I don't dumped her. Maybe she was somewhere else. I don't know. That's not really clear, honestly. Other than
Right.
the words I'm hearing, dumped. So um and I mean she could have been dumped in the water and showed up where she was, I guess, but I just am not, it just doesn't feel like she was there that whole time.
Right.
Um
Allegedly.
Allegedly. It's just not the way it, I don't know, it might be my logical mind because I feel like they really checked that area well, and yeah, she was in the reeds, but I mean that should have been able to, I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I didn't see her in the water and wasn't thinking the water. It was more marshy where she was at, like the reed part.
Yeah.
The curve really blew my mind. It was a curve right there.
Yeah.
That's been coming in since Anna, or actually Echo.
Yeah.
Um, because someone would have had to have done this in a more, like, if they really wanted to make it look kind of like this, they'd have to do it in like a more secluded spot than that, but still have, like you were saying, the same kind of water or something in there.
Yeah.
If they were gonna drown her. She's repeating like I didn't fall in, like because
Yeah.
I keep trying to see that, and she's like I didn't fall in, like she's
Yeah. for how many times she was there, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, I know that accidents happen. We all have our off days where, like, there's been holes outside where I've stepped in and twisted my ankle and, you know, done stupid crap. But I just don't know why she would leave a phone call that's on and go down to the water. I mean, it makes you wonder. You start to think, okay, was she chasing her dog? But I don't really feel like. I feel like her dog knew better. I don't feel like she ever had to chase her dog like that. Like, why was the dog's harness off?
She always let him, or she always let Willow.
And if you're
harness within that
yeah,
area.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna,
So it's had to have been a well-trained dog for her to let him.
you really can't grab your dog without a harness on. So, and I feel like she took that dog a lot of places and took it everywhere. And again, she just tells me, like, why didn't my dog didn't jump in the water?
Right.
I don't know. This whole thing feels crazy. Like, I feel crazy even doing this reading. I feel crazy even releasing it because I don't know. I don't have any proof, and people are gonna think I'm crazy. But like, I just can't. I don't even know what I've said this whole time.
You always get it. You're good.
Other than she just keeps showing me him at home.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah. She
Like,
just
it was a big thing that, like, he made, like, everybody, he made sure he was at home or he had an alibi or something like that. Like, it, like, even on camera or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's repeating to make sure everybody knows.
It's really off. And I wonder if ever anybody, like, saw her actually go in the gate.
I'm not sure.
Me neither. Because I get something about, I hear the word, like, staged. Like,
Okay.
stuff was staged. And then it makes you wonder, like, well, why didn't the dog get out and follow? Like, why didn't the dog try to bite anybody? I mean, I don't, unless there was, like, two people there and one like handled the dog or something. I don't freaking know. Like, it's really even baffling to me because I don't see everything.
Right.
Like, there's certain things that aren't making sense in my head. Like, so it would make more sense if she was chasing a dog, tripped and fell in the water. Still, that water's so shallow and it's so curvy, and I don't know. It would make more sense. I get it. But I don't know what I can't dismiss all of this because I know, like, how accurate my cases usually are. So I can't dismiss what she's given me and just be like, oh yeah, she fell in the water, because she's not showed me that, and she's basically saying, like, there's a huge motive here. There's a huge motive here for somebody wanting her gone.
And she's been persistent about it.
Yeah, and there's somebody that's going to majorly win out of her disappearance.
Yeah.
And that's what she's saying, is like, there's someone that has a lot to gain from her being gone.
Yeah.
And she says it's suspicious. I wish I could see, like, more of the story. It's like there's a block on it or something, or I'm just not picking it up, or maybe I'm too tired. I don't know. Because she's not giving me anymore. It's like now she's blowing me a kiss, and I can see she's, like, going, and then she's, like, turning around and walking into a light. I was trying to get validating information from her, but it's almost like, this is what I want to give you. So I don't know.
Thank you, Nicola.
Yes, thank you, Nicola. I don't know. All right, guys. Thank you for liking and subscribing and being here. I'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.